Shabbat Shalom, Hag Sameach, have a Zisen Pesach. This is the video right before our first Seder, and we wish you well, and we hope it's a joyous festival for you. Everything we know about Pesach comes from the book of Exodus, chapter 12, and Leviticus, chapter 23, but it doesn't tell the whole story. By the way, I'm surrounded by my friends here, Matzah Man, Froggy, Haggadah. So we look to Exodus and Leviticus, and we don't learn that much about Pesach, really. We learn that it's a 7-day holiday, that the first and seventh day are the holy days. We learn about the going out from Egypt. We learn about the three most enduring symbols, which is the matzah, the moror, the paschal offering. But nowhere in the Torah does it tell us about a Seder, a Haggadah, macaroons, charoset, the cups of wine. All of that comes later. It's added to the Seder over time. Actually, if truth be known, and this is only if you're watching this video, Pesach was a pilgrimage festival when the Israelites would make pilgrimage to the temple of old. When the temple is destroyed in the year 70, there is no place to bring your offerings, and the festival of Pesach becomes reworked, and it's actually modeled after a Roman banquet and given Jewish meaning. The reason being, the Jews lived under the oppression of Rome, and the Romans were free. So a Passover Seder, in longing for freedom, mirrors a Roman banquet, from eggs to apples, as the Romans used to say, for a complete meal. And that makes sense when you think about some of the customs, like the reclining and the wine and a game for the children, the afikomen, and all of that. And yet everything is given intensely Jewish meaning. One of the highlights is asking the questions. 4 questions, 4 cups of wine, 4 questions, 4 children. I have this book called The 4 Questions Around the World. And in this book, these 4 questions are asked in the following languages where Jews have or do live: Afrikaans, Amharic, Chinese, Czech, Danish, Dutch, Farsi, French, German, Greek, Hungarian, Italian, Ladino, Latin, Polish, Portuguese, Romanian, Russian, Spanish, Swedish, Turkish, Yiddish. We Jews certainly are all over the world, and Pesach is our story, the story of the Jewish people. Matzo ball, please. Thank you, Jerry. I was never that great at basketball. Anyway, we eat the matzah. We have the matzah ball, so we eat the matzah, and it tells us that this is the bread of affliction, which our ancestors ate in the land of Egypt. And if you really want to know why it's called the bread of affliction, if you eat enough of it, you'll find out. Anyway, it's a joyous holiday. It begins with great joy and celebration, and it does end with Yizkor. And that's the nature of Jewish life, really, the bitter and the sweet, the joyous and the time of sadness and memory. But we hope to celebrate with you throughout it all. Actually, there is a service this Friday night at 5 o'clock so that we can begin the holiday. It's an abbreviated service, and then we have the first Seder, second Seder here at the Temple Emmanuel. We have a Just for You in support of special needs service also on Saturday at 1 o'clock, and then the congregational Seder that evening at 6 o'clock. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, just know that this is such an important time in the Jewish cycle of life and celebration, and we wish you well, and Hag Sameach.